Kenan Thompson might just be the biggest success story in the world of sketch comedy. A generation of television viewers grew up watching him play an entertaining assortment of characters on the Nickelodeon series All That, including the bathtub-dwelling everyday French instructor Pierre Escargot, who taught kids how to say silly sentences like, "May I slap you with my spicy burrito?" en français. Thompson would go on to star on the Nickelodeon sitcom Kenan and Kel and the Good Burger movie before outgrowing the kids' table and landing a seat at Big Nick's Greek Diner. Well, his costume character was actually in a giant lobster tank in the classic Saturday Night Live sketch, but it was right where Kenan wanted to be. He joined SNL in 2003, and by 2017, no one had been a member of the cast longer than him. "I don't really know what to do at this point as far as leaving is concerned," Thompson told Entertainment Weekly in 2021. Like, why should I ever have to leave? Finding that level of success after starting out in Hollywood as a kid is rare, but Nickelodeon president Brian Robbins has a theory on why Thompson didn't fall prey to the child star curse. "He was always the same kid," Robbins told the Washington Post. "He has not changed. And I believe that's part of why he has sustained for so long." But while Thompson's life might seem as charmed as they come, it hasn't always been all that. Getting his start in acting wasn't easy. Kenan Thompson's mother, Ann Thompson, noticed that he had a knack for entertaining when he was 5 years old. Per the Washington Post, Kenan didn't even need to speak to kill it as Toto in a church production of The Wiz. Before long, Anne was making big sacrifices for her son's career. The Georgia native would work a full week at her nursing job, weekends included, so that she could take the following week off to help her son pursue his dream. But while Anne could make enough time in her schedule to take Kenan to auditions and gigs, they faced another obstacle: scraping together the money they needed for the VHS cassettes Kenan used to showcase his skills. When they asked me to send them another tape, I was like, "I can't afford all these tapes," Kenan said at a 2017 event per the Daily Pennsylvanian. By the time Kenan landed his first role in a commercial, he'd been rejected around 100 times, per the Washington Post. He described the ad for a fried chicken restaurant as super racist in an interview with Vanity Fair, but he was excited about the hundreds of dollars that he got paid for it. His friendship with former co-star Kel Mitchell hit a rough patch. Kenan Thompson and Kel Mitchell were one of Nickelodeon's most beloved dynamic duos. They immediately clicked when they were cast on All That, and the pals played off each other so well that they scored their own sitcom, Kenan and Kel, as well as the 1997 movie Good Burger. "Kenan and I would always hang out after a sketch, after a show," Mitchell told Yahoo Entertainment in 2022. But eventually the friends would lose touch with one another. In 2012, Mitchell took the fizz out of fans' orange soda by telling TMZ, "The truth is, Kenan does not want to be seen with me in any form of media or even have my name mentioned around him." Mitchell speculated that Thompson was keeping his distance because he didn't want to be viewed as a part of a package deal, and Thompson seemed to confirm this somewhat in a 2018 interview with The Breakfast Club. "People were trying to lump us together so much after the show. We kind of wanted to show everybody there's a Kenan Thompson and a Kel Mitchell," he said. Luckily, Thompson would eventually reach out to his former BFF, and if there was any beef between the two, they turned it into a good burger while reconnecting on the phone. Thompson updated fans on their relationship in 2017, telling HuffPost, "We call each other and text each other all the time." His ride on Saturday Night Live has included a few bumps. While Kenan Thompson's years on All That made him seem like a shoo-in for a spot on Saturday Night Live, he endured a lot of rejection before getting the gig. "I kept sending tapes when I first left Nickelodeon and was like, I would like to graduate now," he recalled to Vanity Fair. "And they'd say, 'You look a little young. Check back with us.'" His youthful appearance didn't just keep him from getting his dream job. He also spent a lot of time trying to convince casting directors that He was ready to work on projects that weren't aimed at kids. I was just surviving, one of the millions of people out here in Los Angeles that are paying their bills however they can, he told Variety. When Thompson finally got a chance to audition for Saturday Night Live, he had to perform a stand-up routine despite having no background as a stand-up comedian. I didn't know how to engage the audience, he told Vanity Fair. Everybody was just kind of lost from what I was doing. Luckily, he got another shot to prove himself, but after Thompson joined the cast, it wasn't all smooth sailing from there. In an interview with the Washington Post, he recalled the lengths he went to hide a broken arm from the SNL audience just days after suffering the injury in 2015. "You kind of don't have permission to not be perfect," he said. Kenan Thompson faced a backlash over misunderstood comments. In 2013, a classic case of misinterpreted celeb musings threatened Kenan Thompson's nice guy image. The D2, the Mighty Ducks actor, got blasted for what he said to TV Guide about the lack of Black female cast members on Saturday Night Live. "They just never find ones that are ready." At the time, Thompson was dressing in drag to play Black female characters on SNL, and he was ready to hang up his long wigs and clip-on earrings for good. Leslie Jones was one of the female comics who was offended by Thompson's words. "He should come battle me," Jones recalled saying after she heard about Thompson's interview per The New Yorker. "Give me 10 minutes and I'll ruin his life." Thompson would have to keep explaining himself for years. In 2021, he told Variety that his critics had misunderstood him. He wasn't saying Black women weren't funny. He meant that there needed to be more improv opportunities out there for Black female comedians to better prepare them for SNL. The backlash really seemed to bother Thompson. "Why would I bring my sisters down like that? My queens," he said on Jamel Hill is Unbothered. "That really hurt my feelings." When Jones later joined SNL, Thompson worried that he'd made an enemy before they even began working together, but Jones soon warmed to him. "She just became my sister immediately," Thompson shared. The Bill Cosby scandal broke his heart. Bill Cosby was someone Kenan Thompson once looked up to. In fact, when Thompson auditioned for All That, he impressed the show's executive producer at the time, Brian Robbins, by nailing an impression of the now disgraced comedian per the Washington Post. Thompson would later spoof Cosby on Saturday Night Live. But after dozens of women came forward and accused Cosby of sex crimes, fans were confronted with the realization that the family-friendly comic possibly had a dark side. "It's one of the more heartbreaking things of my life," Thompson said of Cosby's downfall while speaking at the New Yorker Festival in 2019 per Deadline. "He was the first comedian I grew to know." Thompson actually appeared in a project that Cosby co-wrote and produced. The SNL star played the title character in the 2004 Fat Albert movie. "It felt gross to be in such a close proximity to that," Thompson told NPR of how the allegations against Cosby affected the way he later regarded their time working together. "I was still proud of the movie, but definitely kind of devastated that it had this, shadow around it now." Thompson revealed that he once admired Cosby so much that he read his autobiography and aspired to have a similar career, adding, "I felt super betrayed for being such a big fan and, idolizing somebody who was, entrenched in what they were entrenched in.